Pause for a moment and imagine this. You get paid in the morning. By afternoon, that same money cannot buy a loaf of bread, not because prices rose slowly, but because money collapsed within hours. This actually happened in Germany in the year 1923, and the numbers behind it are almost impossible to believe. Inflation means prices rise gradually over time. Most economies live with a little inflation. Hyperinflation is something very different. It means prices rise so fast that money loses trust completely. In simple terms, money stops working as a store of value. In Germany during 1923, prices were rising so fast that the value of money could drop within a single day. Ask yourself this: if your savings lost value every hour, would you keep them or rush to spend them? That single question explains human behavior during hyperinflation. After World War I, Germany was economically broken. The government faced massive war debts. Factories were damaged, unemployment was high. On top of this, Germany was required to pay enormous reparations to other countries. By the early 1920s, these payments were worth billions in foreign currency. Germany did not have enough gold. It did not earn enough exports, so the government chose the easiest option. They printed money. At first, this looked manageable. In 1919, $1 was worth about 4 German marks. This matters. Remember this number. As the government printed more money, prices began to rise. To cover rising costs, they printed even more. By 1921, $1 was worth around 75 German marks. 2 years later, in 1923, the situation exploded. $1 was now worth more than 4 trillion German marks. Let that sink in. 4 trillion. Ask yourself, what does a salary mean when numbers stop making sense? Bread is the best example. In 1918, a loaf of bread cost less than 1 mark. By late 1923, the same loaf could cost over 200 billion marks. Prices did not rise yearly. They did not rise monthly. They sometimes doubled within hours. Workers were paid twice a day, not for luxury, for survival. People rushed from factories straight to shops. Because waiting meant losing value. Money became something you spent immediately or lost forever. Savings disappeared overnight. This destroyed the middle class. Teachers, office workers, shop owners, people who saved responsibly for decades, their savings became worthless. Bank accounts with millions of marks could not buy basic food. Meanwhile, people who owed debt benefited. Loans were repaid with money that had almost no real value. Hard work stopped being rewarded. Speculation took over. Ask yourself, what happens to society when effort no longer matters? This was not just economic pain, it was mental damage. People lost trust in banks, they lost trust in government, they lost trust in money itself. Money works because everyone believes it will work tomorrow. Once that belief breaks, stability disappears. This environment made people desperate for certainty, for strong promises, for simple answers. The effects lasted far longer than the inflation itself. Eventually, the government stopped printing endlessly. A new currency was introduced. It was tightly limited. Money creation was controlled. Slowly, trust returned. But an entire generation had already learned a brutal lesson. Money is not guaranteed, and when it fails, everything built on it shakes. Why this matters today? This is why governments fear hyperinflation. This is why central banks move carefully. Why inflation targets exist. Why money printing creates debate and fear. Because history proved one thing clearly. An economy does not survive on paper. It survives on trust. Lose trust in money and society pays the price. The Great Depression showed how economies collapse. Weimar Germany showed something even darker. What happens when money itself stops being believed?